It's midweek. Hello and welcome to Business Live. Coming up, Ghana Association of Banks warns public not to share pictures of Ghana card or any banking cards to help curb increasing cyber fraud. Also in this bulletin, Food and Beverages Association of Ghana hints of price increase due to numerous taxes announced by government this year will be engaged in the association. We have details of these and many others lined up for you. Please stay. Always a delight to have you on. I am Pius Kojo Baka. To our very first story, the Ghana Association of Banks has warned the public not to take photos of their Ghana card or any bank cards and share with persons purported to be working with a bank. According to the Ghana Association of Banks, the bank customers must desist from sending pictures of items that reveal identity numbers and bank accounts to prevent fraud and scams. Now, it quotes, never send a picture of your Ghana card or any of your bank's cards such as debit, Visa and MasterCard via WhatsApp to anyone purporting to be from your bank. If in doubt, contact your bank or relationship manager directly. End of quote. Now, in recent times, there have been an increase in fraudulent activities in the financial sector leading to loss of money. Now, the Bank of Ghana has already directed banks to improve cybersecurity to curb the growing canker. The banks have also assured the public of tightening security to expose such acts. Ultimately, it is expected that the general public will be vigilant and also report such cases to the appropriate authorities. To some other stories, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry has urged its members to embrace value addition in their operations to stay relevant this election year. According to the Chamber, engaging members on the numerous opportunities in the economy despite its associated challenges is critical to the sustenance of these businesses. Now, speaking to Joy Business, Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the Chamber, Nana Ejenim Boateng, said this meeting will position members to stand out among their competitors. Here's more. The meeting offered an opportunity to members of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry to brainstorm and be strategic on how to stay afloat this election year. Explaining the rationale for the engagement, Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the Chamber, Nana Ejenim Boateng, said the meeting will position its members take advantage of the economic opportunities in the country and thrive despite its associated challenges.
Good opportunity for the private sector to also do what? Grow. That is, there will be more jobs, that is purchasing, there will be more contracts, and whatever you can think of product services that government will acquire, because government is the biggest buyer in the economy. And as such, this meeting is important for us to position our members to take advantage of that big appetite of government. So for us, today's meeting was to really dwell on value proposition. And value proposition is all about we preparing our members to differentiate their products and their services from the competition so that they will be able to take advantage of government's big appetite during every election year.
Speaking to Joy Business, Professor of Finance at the University of Ghana, Professor Vera Fiado, said it is imperative for every business to know what kind of business model they run in order to stay relevant.
I think one of the key things is about what kind of business model you are running. Like we said in the presentation, a business is only successful when it can meet customer needs in a profitable manner. So if to be able to strategize, okay, strategy is all about how you intend to execute your aspirations for the coming season. So what is important first, and what are the aspirations, and what are they grounded on? Who are your customers? What do they really value? And how much are they ready to pay for that? If you have that kind of data, it makes it more easier to have some kind of strategy as to how to execute the plan. Because if you don't know who your customers are, nobody can produce a product that is for everybody. So key is, who are your customers? What do they really want, or what do they really need? For which reason you can curate your value proposition.
On his part, President of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Dr. Clement Sayamwako, stated that although the macroeconomic indicators are showing signs of recovery, government must be fiscally prudent to sustain the economic growth being recorded.
Year 2024 is going to be quite challenging, but we expect it to be better than 2023. We saw that the cost of funds have started coming down, and we have also realized that inflation is also dropping down. Now we need to work on the exchange rate, and we want to forecast that the exchange rate might not move far beyond 14. I believe that the exchange rate is fundamental because you need to forecast into the future with every business that you do. And so if you are able to know that it's going to run between specific margins, it helps you to plan your businesses. I see this year to be better. The only difficulty that I have is that because it's an election year, I don't know how government will prudently spend its money. But I'm glad the IMF has come to sit with us, and so nobody misbehave and spend money on elections, etc. And I believe that if that is done and curtailed.
The meeting saw the introduction of new members. While longer on businesses, because the executive chairman of the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, John Awuni, has stated that prices of beverage products may see an increase due to the number of taxes introduced by government this year. The government has announced the implementation of value-added tax on electricity, among other taxes. Data from the Ghana Statistical Service has revealed that prices of non-food items, such as alcoholic beverages, tobacco, and narcotics, recorded sustained price increases throughout 2023. Mr. Awuni is of the view that the taxes may further burden consumers and affect inflation. Thankfully, he joins us on via Zoom, I should say, for more discussion on this. Thanks so much, Mr. Awuni, for your time here on Business Live. I'm curious, what accounted for the sustained price increases in alcoholic and tobacco as well as narcotics in 2023, you would say?
Very much. We all can just remember that there are a lot of agitations from the business sector, most particularly the food and beverage sector, and then WUTA, about the excessive taxes on businesses, albeit the group and sustainability tax that was introduced, corporate levy that is still maintained in the tax books. We have ECG, we had VAT that was increased from 12.5 to 15%. We had group and sustainability tax introduced, excise tax introduced and expanded to the beverages sector. We also had international prices of some food products also increased, and general depreciation of the cedi, though it was kind of relatively stable, but there was still depreciation. And the high rate of interest from the banks also affected prices tremendously, both imported products and locally produced products. We have a crate of XP sold at 16 cedis. Now, by the close of the year 2023, it was sold between 58 to 60 cedis per crate. Local pulse bed that was like 90 cedis close of the year sold almost like 130 cedis for 1 to 1.2 kilos. An average bag of rice, whether locally or imported, traded over 600 cedis. Sugar went up. And we can go on. A whole lot of issues went up. And also the reversal of the benchmark values for the year 2023 exacerbated the entire issue. And the business, the media was replete with agitations by the business community that the government needs to look at this again and then remove some of the taxes, especially the excise tax on the food and beverages. Look at remove the corporate levy and remove the group and sustainability tax. We were all over the place, and government did not heed to our call. And to exacerbate the problem, by the close of 2023, by a week to Christmas, the government went ahead and then increased the benchmark values for most of the products that were in the LI that they sent to Parliament to ban the importation of those products. Most of those product values were raised almost about 100%. Chicken, rice, basic consumer products that will affect the livelihood of the ordinary consumer. The benchmark values were raised tremendously, prohibitively, and generally that affected the cost of prices in the market and also affected businesses tremendously that many were not able to recover from losses that they made during the year. The Christmas did not look like, even because Christmas, generally demand for goods were very, 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 very low, and that is it.
We are already in 2024. What's your outlook for the industry considering the current state of the economy?
Well, my outlook is that it's going to be quite very, very challenging, very difficult for the industry, considering the fact that the government has gone further to compound the issues of the consumer, compound the issues of the business sector by first introduction of the carbon and emissions tax on the businesses, largely affected by ECG. ECG emits carbon, so ECG prices will go up because they are not able to bear those carbon emissions tax by themselves. You are aware that the tax on carbon is 100 cedis per ton, and so assuming you are emitting 10,000 or whatever number, you multiply by 1,000 cedis. You are also very much aware that VAT has also been introduced by the government for the domestic consumers, and clearly that's going to affect the consumer, the income of the consumer, and they will come back to employers to increase. And then also even coming back to the carbon emissions tax, we also have vehicle income tax that has been raised by 100 cities, say that 100 cities on each vehicle. And so the same companies that will pay the carbon emissions tax, largely the manufacturing sector, is going to be seriously affected. ECG will be affected as a company because they emit serious carbons. And then the manufacturing sector that have boilers will also be affected. So they will pay this carbon emissions tax. They will also pay taxes for the vehicles, the fleet of vehicles that they own. And so this all this is going to be transferred to the consumer. And then the issue of the corporate levy is still maintained in our tax books, and that is still going to be passed on to the consumer. We also have the growth and sustainability tax still in there, and that's still going to be passed. The city has started sliding from 12 to 12.5 and going down, and that's going to affect business. Will now have to think about recovery rate, and those prices will go up, and that's going to be transferred to the consumer. And essentially, international housing prices have also gone up. The war in the Gaza region has affected the cost of shipping, and to some extent,
all right.
the cost of shipping has gone up by 100%.
Mr. Awuni, if you can hear me, having enumerated the indicators you are mentioning, by what margin are you looking at increasing prices of beverages?
So you see, the government went to increase this year by the Christmas, they increased the benchmark value by 100%. So if you were clearing a ton of rice, like $350 dollars per ton, and the government goes ahead and has increased it to about 535, that margin per ton will be transferred to the consumer. So in some cases, the price of food is up as much as 100%. In some cases, 50-60%. And so for rice, for chicken, for oil, for most of those products that are imported. And remember, when these imported products normally go up, the locally produced ones, they benchmark their prices by the imported prices. And that's what government fails to recognize. They think that they are trying to protect local industries by increasing the prices of imported products. And each time you do it, historically, the local producer has always benchmarked their prices against the imported ones. So if local produce will also go up, and the consumer will be affected. So look at prices increasing by between 50 to 100%.
All right. Thank you very much, John Awuni, for your time here on Business Live. We are still watching Business Live with me, Pius Kojo-Bakar. We are taking a short break. Right back with more. Thanks so much for being part of the bulletin. I am Pius Kojo Baka. For more stories, do log on to myjoyonline.com/business. Great stories on that portal for you. See you same time tomorrow. Bye.